Hi, this is Carly, and I'm going to be going over chapter 10 and 11. Um, Sorry, that was honey. Just a couple points from both chapters that I took from. And the first one is content-based instruction, and there was a section about this in chapter 10. And I really wanted to focus on that because um, I've just found that it's kind of a pet peeve of mine. Not a pet peeve, I don't know. It really bothers me when I'm in a classroom and I see that certain students are just given busy work or given things that are unrelated just because either they are English learners or they are behind or they have a learning disability or anything like that. So, especially with English learners, I just, I don't know, this kind of makes me feel a certain way. Um, it's so important to have content-based instruction because students just fall behind it so easily. And it's like this cycle. So if they don't learn something in one class and they keep moving on, and eventually, they never get it and they get frustrated, and we see higher rates of dropouts or lower test scores, and just students who are at a disservice, who are being disserviced. So the book talks about a couple of reasons why it's important, and kind of, yeah, like the reasoning behind it. And it's integrated language learning opportunities. So it's teaching the students the language or teaching them skills, but using the content to help them do that. So it builds both language and content skills, because they're still learning something substantial. They're still following along with the class, but they're still being their needs are still being addressed. And it's a bridge to mainstream classes. And this one I think is so important because we see that students stay in EL classes almost their entire academic career. They become long-term English learners, and a lot of them, struggle to be successful or just don't reach their full potential, and just kind of are stuck in these remedial classes um, when they have the potential to do much better. And students engage more because it's authentic tasks and authentic materials. And so that's kind of what I was talking about in the beginning, how it's not just um, busy work or just really easy stuff. And the next part, this right here is just they talked about strategies to promote comprehension. And I thought this was a really cool little chart with like pre-reading, during reading, and post-reading. Something that I will definitely be looking back on when I want to help my students through difficult readings or primary sources, or anything like that. I think this can be applied to various content areas. And for chapter 11, I just wanted to briefly mention these two strategies. One of them is a writing strategy, the photo essays, and I just think that's a really creative way to demonstrate comprehension, or to practice what you've learned, or to demonstrate certain skills, because sometimes students aren't great writers, but they are great at sharing a story or being more creative. And I think using photo essays sometimes, of course, also having written essays, but once in a while doing these to help those students that might struggle or prefer to do something more creative. And then mapping, which is a post-reading strategy. And this is a spatial and visual, like scaffold, because this is a great way for readers to help share ideas. You can do a mind map, which I find really helpful, and to kind of organize all like the main ideas and words from a reading. So those are my 2 cents, and I thought this was a great chapter with lots of great strategies. that I will definitely be looking back on.